Today's topic is types of inheritance in C++. In this video, we'll mainly be focusing on hybrid inheritance and hierarchical inheritance. The objective of this video is to make the viewer understand the concepts of hybrid and hierarchical inheritance in C++ in the simplest way possible. After watching the complete video, the viewer will know the concepts of hybrid and hierarchical inheritance in C++. The viewer will also be able to write programs using the syntax explained in the video. Inheritance in C++. Inheritance is a process in which one object acquires all the properties and behaviors of its parent object automatically. In such a way, you can reuse, extend, or modify the attributes and behaviors which are defined in other class. In C++, the class which inherits the members of another class is called derived class, and the class whose members are inherited is called base class. The derived class is the specialized class for the base class. Derived classes. A derived class is defined as the class derived from the base class. The syntax for derived class is shown. Pause the video to look at the syntax. Note: in C++, the default mode of visibility is private. The private members of the base class are never inherited. Types of inheritance. There are 5 types of inheritance supported in C++. Single inheritance, multiple inheritance, hybrid inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and hierarchical inheritance. Hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance is the process of deriving a class using more than one level or more than one mode of inheritance. For example, a class marks is derived from class student by single level inheritance. Another class sports is created and a class result is derived from both marks and sports classes by multiple inheritances. The class result is derived using hybrid inheritance. Syntax for hybrid inheritance. Initially, a class A is defined, which is the base class. Then, class B is defined, which is derived from class A. Another class C is defined, which is also derived from class A. Finally, class D is defined, which is derived from classes B and C, which is ultimately the child class. Example of hybrid inheritance. First, we define the header file for C++. Then we define class A, which is the base class. In this class, we have initialized the variable x. Then we have defined a class B, which is derived from class A. In this class, we have predefined the value of x using a constructor. Then we have defined a class C, which is another base class, in which we have initialized the variable y. In this class, we have also predefined the value of y using the constructor. Finally, class D is defined, which is derived from class B as well as C, and hence is the child class. In this class, we've calculated the sum of x and y using the member function sum. And lastly, the main function is defined in which an object is created for child class D. The object is used to access the classes. Finally, the output we get is the sum of x and y. Hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance in C++ is that in which a base class has many subclasses, or when a base class is used or inherited by many subclasses. Thus, when more than one classes are derived from a single base class, such inheritance is known as hierarchical inheritance, where features that are common in lower level are included in parent class. Syntax for hierarchical inheritance. First, class A is defined, which is the base class. Then, class B is defined, which is derived from class A. Then, class C is defined, which is also derived from class A. And finally, class D is defined, which is also derived from class A. Example of hierarchical inheritance. First, we initialize the header file for C++. Then we define class A, which is the base class. In this class, we have initialized the variables x and y and a member function getData in which we have asked the user for the values of x and y. Then we have defined a class B which is derived from class A. In this class, we have defined a member function product in which we calculate the product of x and y. Then we have defined a class C which is also derived from class A. In this class, we find the sum of x and y using the member function sum. Finally, we have defined the main function in which we have created objects obj1 and obj2 to access the classes. Finally, the output we get is we enter the value of x and y and get the product. Similarly, we enter the value of x and y and get the sum. The links referred are shown. Thank you.